What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another daily Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. Going to keep you guys up to date this week with all the latest Manchester City transfer news as we head towards transfer deadline day here on YouTube. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. So let's crack on with this video. We've got no contract news, we've got no ins news, we've got plenty of outs, and that's the direction that we're heading in, going in towards transfer deadline day. Question is, will Manchester City choose to add anybody else to their squad? Well, a lot depends on who does leave. So, Kayky, got the very latest on him, and Sparta Rotterdam have signed Kayky on loan from Manchester City for the season. It's been confirmed by Romelu Giacomin that there is no purchase option for Sparta Rotterdam for Kayky at the end of this loan, so it will be a straight-up loan where Kayky will return back to Manchester City for the summer of 2025 and onwards. So I wanted to wish Kayky the very best of luck for his season at Sparta Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and also hope he has a great loan spell. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Manchester City youngster Joel Ndala. Now, Manchester Evening News have been reporting that there's some interest coming in late in the window, and it's believed to be clubs pushing for a permanent deal rather than a loan transfer, with interest coming in from Ajax, from PSV Eindhoven, and also from AC Milan. Some very prestigious European clubs showing a lot of interest in Ndala, the Manchester City youngster. Doesn't look like he's getting near the City first team squad, so a permanent move for the right offer could be in the reckoning for him between now and transfer deadline day. I will keep my eyes and ears on what happens with an update on that. Now, moving on to another City youngster, Joshua Wilson-Esbrand, and Manchester Evening News have been reporting that JWE won't be used by Manchester City around their first team squad this season, despite spending pre-season with Manchester City. So the plan for the next few days is to sort out a loan for Joshua Wilson-Esbrand and get that sorted by transfer deadline day. Where's he going to end up? We'll have to wait and see. Might it be somewhere abroad, somewhere in Europe maybe? Might it be on loan to another City Football Group side, or maybe it might be to a team in the English Football League? We'll have to wait and see. And moving on, we've also got the latest on Issa Kabore, and Manchester Evening News have said that Issa Kabore has Premier League interest coming in for him. Manchester City, I'm not too sure what the stance is, because Kabore has featured on the bench like he did in the Community Shield. He's featured just at the weekend in our Premier League match against Ipswich Town, so he's clearly around the first team squad. And with Pep Guardiola being worried about squad depth, when you've got quality players there who are available, like Issa Kabore, who's clearly with Premier League interest, a Premier League calibre player, maybe Manchester City might choose to keep hold of Kabore if the right offer doesn't come in for him. We'll have to wait and see. Remember, he is a defender. City aren't stacked on defenders, but also don't need a defender either. So with JWE already leaving, maybe there is space for Kabore. We'll see. I imagine City will probably want a permanent transfer, but this late in the window, I certainly wouldn't rule out a loan. Now, moving on to the penultimate transfer that I want to speak about. Of course, we want to speak about Joao Cancelo. We want to be getting towards transfer deadline day, and speaking about Manchester City, if we weren't speaking about Joao Cancelo, and it's starting to get exhausting now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. So Jack Gaughan has said that a deal worth around £30 million was now in place between Al Hilal and Manchester City for the transfer of Joao Cancelo, which is £4 million down on what the fee was first reported on, which was believed to be £34 million, which I was very happy to accept, because £34 million is a lot of money. £30 million, a little bit of a come down, but if it gets a permanent transfer done, then I'm all for that, very happy with it. And Jack Gaughan's gone on to say that he has an offer, that Joao Cancelo has an offer worth around £18 million a year, 3-year contract he's looking at, so looking at £54 million for 3 years in Saudi Arabia. Barcelona at the moment, nowhere to be seen. They were interested, they wanted to sign him on loan. City only interested in a permanent transfer. And then Manchester Evening News have been reporting, and it's been backed up by Simon Stone at BBC, that a €25 million deal has been agreed between Al Hilal and Manchester City, which, translating that into pounds, is worth just under £21.2 million, which is nearly £13 million away from the original value that was being reported last week, and just being reported in the last 24 hours by Jack Gaughan that, it's quite the come down, £13 million. So I wonder if Manchester City have maybe got into some sticky situations involving Joao Cancelo, and for Joao Cancelo, or Al Hilal certainly for this matter, wanting to make that permanent transfer happen, have said we're going to bring that price down, or we're going to basically playing a game of poker and saying, we're going to pull out of the transfer deal and you're going to face no choice but to loan him somewhere and maybe have to pay some of his wage and get a smaller loan fee. So I wonder if City have just said, do you know what, for the headache to be gone, we get north of £20 million, we're happy to settle on that. But, desperate times call for desperate measures when it gets this late into the transfer window. I don't know why Man City weren't sorting this out at least a month ago, so we had a bit of leverage when it came to negotiations. I personally feel Joao Cancelo's got 3 years left on his City contract. Still a very good player, very disruptive player, albeit, but still a very good player who comes with the value that he should have. And to me, I think £30 million represents a really good deal for Joao Cancelo. So I'm hoping what Jack Gaughan's been reporting is closer to the money than what's been reported by BBC with Simon Stone and also MEN, but my instinct's telling me that it's more than likely closer to 20 million than 30 million, which is better than £0. It's better than loaning him, but it's also not as good as £30 million. And when it comes down to negotiations and business, I always feel like City, when it comes to first team players, can always just get that little bit more. We've done well with Julian Alvarez, I feel, but with Joao Cancelo, we need a timeout, because I'm just not keen, and to be honest, I'm getting sick of mentioning him. So let's move on instead to the interesting part of this video that's been reported by the ever-reliable David Ornstein, and an update on Matheus Nunes. And he said that late in this window, Atletico Madrid, they want to sign Nunes from Manchester City. It will be a loan deal. It won't be a permanent transfer. That won't get sorted between now and Friday, when transfer deadline day is. So they're working on a loan deal. Manchester City have yet to receive an offer from Atletico Madrid, but if sanctioned, I imagine that Man City will want a good loan fee. They'll want his wage covering. I imagine that Man City, I'm not too sure if they'd be interested in a purchase option or not. I imagine if there's an obligation to buy, they'll be very happy with that, whereas if they go with an option to buy, I can imagine Man City would probably be willing to knock that on the head, because you don't want to put a ceiling value on Matheus Nunes if we do want to sell him. So if an obligation to buy comes in, I can see between now and Friday Matheus Nunes leaving Manchester City, and it leaves us with a bit of a problem. Not a central midfield problem, because we've brought İlkay Gündoğan in. You've got James McAtee, who I expect to stay at Manchester City, and the same could be said with Nico O'Reilly. So I feel like we've got really sufficient good options in midfield, but our squad gets stretched ever thinner. And you mentioned the likes of Wilson-Esbrand and Issa Kabore leaving City as well before transfer deadline day. All of a sudden, your squad just gets stretched even thinner, and I'd be amazed if we do sanction the sale of Matheus Nunes on loan with an obligation to buy before transfer deadline day if we don't see City dip into the market. And you've got to look at the most teething problem that City have got in their squad, where you could provide a little bit of depth, and that would be that backup striker. And a sale of Joao Cancelo and an agreement on Matheus Nunes means Man City do have the funds there for us to make a lot of money this summer and bring another player in before the window does shut. And teams, not just City with the Joao Cancelo getting desperate to sell situation, there's other teams out there with other players who may be of interest to City that clubs will be desperate to get rid of, and you may just be able to negotiate a really good deal or pick up a good short-term option by loaning a player. So we will see what direction this goes in. City's stance right now is that they think that they're done in the window, but if there's an opportunity there, then City could still do a little bit more business when it comes to not just the outgoings, but also the incomings as well. So we'll see what direction it does go in. Remember, I will keep you up to date, guys, with my daily Manchester City transfer update. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes this is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below, and I'll see you all again later on today with my weekly series, my transfer show live stream, where I'll be speaking in more detail about strikers and the different situations and what might be happening with Cancelo and with Nunes, and a good real transfer chat with you guys. So do go and check that out. Link's already out on my channel for you to set your reminders for. I will see you for that live at 5 PM British summer time. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.